Hi everyone, my name is Julie. This is Keep Calm with Books and Coffee, and welcome to a vlog where I read the two oldest books on my physical TBR. So welcome to the vlog. This is actually Julie from the future because Julie from the past forgot to film an intro to this vlog. So welcome to the vlog where I read Strange the Dreamer and Muse of Nightmares. These are the two oldest books on my TBR. I think I bought Strange the Dreamer in 2017 and Muse of Nightmares the next year. So these have been around for a while, and I have tried to read Strange the Dreamer several times. If you haven't heard this story on my channel, I was halfway through this book and ended up in the hospital with appendicitis. Everything was fine, but I sort of didn't go back to this book after that. So anyway, these books are gorgeous. I love them so much and I find them beautiful. And this original story is about Laszlo, who is a war orphan turned librarian who is fascinated with the city of Weep. Weep is a distant city that is mysterious to all outsiders because outsiders are killed on sight. No one is allowed from the outside to the inside of the city, and it is extra mysterious because 15 years ago the name of the city actually disappeared and Weep was decided on in its place. But now a band of warriors from the city have come to collect outsiders for help with a problem, and yeah, that's where we start out our story. Like I said, these are both gorgeous. I was really excited to read them, and I am excited to tell you my thoughts. So we will jump into the vlog. Hello, why yes, I did forget to talk to you at the beginning of this vlog. So I am gonna read Strange the Dreamer and Muse of Nightmares. I have both audiobooks right now. I am finally out of a slump. I read all day today. I read all day. That hasn't happened in a month, at least. Oh, I'm so excited. So I am going to tackle Strange the Dreamer, which is a book that I wanted to read for years now, and I want to read it. I want to read it. What is happening to me? I am also making cookies. So I'm gonna get started on this, listen to a few chapters. I will come back and tell you guys what I think, but I just wanted to say hello and not forget to start this vlog because I tend to do that. Anyway, so we're gonna get started on Strange the Dreamer, see how I like it, and then maybe read Muse of Nightmares right away. Good morning. I have made it further in this book than I have ever made it before. I'm very pleased with myself. I'm enjoying this a lot, especially Laszlo's storyline. We're going back and forth between Laszlo and Sarai, I think is her name. We've only been with her once so far. And I really like Laszlo's storyline. It feels very fanciful, and Sarai's, it feels like that's where our like plot line is going to come from, like that's where our conflict is going to come from. So I'm very fascinated by both. Really excited to keep going with this, really excited that I have both audiobooks that I can keep going. It's just been, they've been really good, and I really like the narrator. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep going with this. Probably finish it in the next couple of days because I'm already 20% in, but now I have to start paying attention a little more because we're officially past the point where I have read previously. Anyway, happy breaking the slump days. Oh, it feels so good to read again. Hello everyone. So it is currently Halloween. It's currently Halloween night. I just got home and I changed out of my Wednesday outfit for the day, so I still have some of those remnants. I did not finish. I did not finish Strange the Dreamer yet. I'm still working on it. I think I'm about at the 50% mark, and it's really interesting. I haven't read a Laini Taylor book in so long, and I forgot how wonderful her writing is. It's so flowery. Like, it's so descriptive, and there's so much detail, and she builds the story through, like, there's not a lot happening, but there's a lot of world building and a lot of details. So, like, everything is really beautifully done. But I am just, like, trying not to get lost in the details. Like, I'm trying to really keep track of the plot because there's not a ton of plot, but there is some there. And this is just a way different story than I thought it was. It's really interesting. I really like it. It's just different than what I thought the story was going to be based on what I had read before and the description of the book and everything. So it's really interesting, and I'm really glad I'm reading it. Continue to keep going. So I will update you more soon. Hello friends, I did it! I finished the oldest physical book on my TBR and I'm really, really proud of myself. This was a really good book. I really liked it. I only finished it about an hour ago, so I'm not like completely settled on a rating or anything. But I think this is a really strong book. I think it does suffer a little bit from me just knowing the tropes of YA fantasy. Like, I think it is really well done, really well structured. The writing is beautiful. The characters are pretty good. But it just suffers a little bit from me knowing all those tropes. If that was the first YA books that I ever read, I probably would have been blown out of the water. But I have more experience than that. So but now I have Music Nightmares to read. So I definitely want to continue on. I have the other audiobook to read now, and I'm really interested to see where this goes. I'm excited that it's only a duology because that means like there was so much packed into the first book, and I'm hoping that means that we get good resolution in this book. So we shall see. Hoping to start this today, but I'm also going to be doing a buddy read with a friend and starting that today. So I might be going back and forth, but I'm excited to start Music Nightmares and tell you guys what I think about it. Hello everyone, so I have started Music Nightmares. I think I'm about 50 pages in, and I'm really curious to see where this goes. I don't want to give too many spoilers, obviously, for what happened at the end of Strange the Dreamer, but we took a very interesting twist at the end, and I wasn't sure where we were going to go in this book, and it seems... I was afraid it was going to be too uncomplicated. Like, I was afraid Taylor wasn't going to give us any kind of complication. Like, I was a little afraid with how, I guess I'll just say simplistic, the like plot and the villain was going to be in this book. And I shouldn't have worried considering how good she is at creating, you know, dynamics between enemies, and how she tries to always, it seems like she always has a couple of characters who are trying to humanize enemies between each side. Like, there is always someone crossing the line who is always seen as almost a traitor in her books to one side or the other, even though they're being a traitor just by like humanizing the other side. So I should not have worried quite as much as I did, but I'm really interested to see where we go in this book, and I will keep you updated on my thoughts as we go along. I'm currently rotating 3 audiobooks, 1 chapter at a time between each, and I'm about to change clothes and go on a little walk this morning because I have off today. It's Monday, and it's currently very bright and sunny outside, so I'm gonna go see the sun, eat lunch, continue rotating audiobooks, and I will update you, I'm sure, later. Alright, so I'm continuing. I'm not super far into Music Nightmares, but it's later in the day. I've read a few more chapters, and I really, really don't want Laszlo to be a Peter Quill. Laszlo, don't do this to me. Please. Please don't do this to me. If you know, you know. Hello, everyone. So you're getting a, like, right before bed update tonight because I've been so tired today. I worked a lot yesterday. It was a very busy weekend. I saw my sister play roller derby, and it's just been very, very hectic. So I have been slowly making my way through Music Nightmares, simply because even though we're getting some answers, I feel like we're also just in a holding pattern with this book right now. Like, I'm at the 50% mark, a little bit past that actually, and it's going fine, but it's not like fantastic for a book that I thought was going to be jam-packed with action because it's just a duology. I feel like we're just kind of going in circles, sort of. We're discovering things, we're learning things, but it just feels like it's kind of slow. Unlike the first book where I was like anticipating what was going to happen next and I was trying to figure it out, this time I sort of have this sense of dread and I'm trying to figure it out, but I'm also like, I know I don't have enough pieces to really figure out what's going on, and they're slowly sliding into place, but for such a long book I just feel like we're doing a lot of the same thing over and over right now. So I loved Strange the Dreamer. This one is just not quite to the same standard. So like, I'm thinking Strange the Dreamer is going to be like a strong 4 stars, and this one is sitting right now at like a 3.5. So like I said, it still has the second half of the book to pull something off and to kind of like, obviously the second half of a book is usually where the like big action scenes come from, and I feel like we're getting to that point. I just feel like there's just certain things, like we're just starting to develop some character developments now in this like second half of the second book, and I'm just like, this maybe should have happened a little earlier. But yeah, I'm curious to see where we go from here. Hello, so I have just finished Muse of Nightmares. I almost gave you a like 85% update last night because I was kind of in the midst of course these are very fresh reflections, but I would like to say that this book is super long. I really liked Strange the Dreamer, and I felt like it was dragging towards the 2/3 mark, but I was like willing to push through because I knew like the setup and everything was like still working and everything. This one was kind of the same way, that like at the 2/3 mark, I was frustrated that I felt like something came out of nowhere to kind of be the solution or like the conflict or like what was happening in this book, and it wasn't my favorite way to like end the duology. I'm gonna think on it a little more. I'll probably give you like one more update before I like finish up this vlog. I'll like think on it the rest of the day, but I do want to say that I did like Lanny Taylor's nods to the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. There's a couple of things in here that when they were brought up, I was like, you know, just like I knew those were nods to that series, which was really fun to read. So I appreciate that from her. I'm interested to see if she'll ever like write more books that somehow connect. I'll have to look at her like see what she's put out recently, because I haven't been keeping track. So I'm interested to see if there's more out there. But anyway, like I said, I'm a little bit disappointed in this one and the way it ended, just because it felt so like the conflict felt so out of left field. But I sort of also knew something was going to come about with that. I'm being very vague because I don't want to do spoilers, but yeah, the writing is still beautiful. The characters are still great. I enjoyed all of the like character development we got, and I really liked how characters changed throughout this book and grew, and Thyone Nero was like my favorite character development in all of this. It still felt a little insta-lovey to me, but overall I did like this duology, and I am going to think on it a little more and give you some final thoughts before we wrap up the vlog. Hello, so I'm just home from work. Obviously, I still even have my coat on, and I have been thinking about Muse of Nightmares all day. Not all day, I had meetings and stuff, but I've been thinking about it. And I really think that this series is strong in a lot of ways. The character development is good. I think I complained a little bit earlier about the fact that the character development doesn't really start till midway through this second book, at least for some characters. In the first book, we sort of villainize certain characters, and then in the second book, we sort of have bigger problems to deal with, and we end up spending time with those characters, and they grow and change over time, which is really nice. I think if I had to critique the one thing about this duology, is that the sort of breadcrumbs for the big bad and like the big conflict and what was going to come for this series weren't really there. Like the big conflict, kind of the resolution, what we were looking for in Weep with Laszlo and Sarai, that sort of came out of left field. And I think I would have liked it more if we had had something leading us in that direction. Like I said, I don't want to give too many spoilers or anything, but I think I would have enjoyed this more if I felt like I could have made the leap without like, I still wanted to be surprised, but I feel like I needed a better balance between like surprise and shock and, you know, a revelation of what was coming or what was happening versus what we got, or versus like all the breadcrumbs being there. I feel like I remember this from Daughter and Smoke and Bone too, that there was sort of all of a sudden there would be a, you know, thing that got revealed. There would be a big reveal, and it was like a total shock factor. So maybe if I read something else by Laini Taylor, I will be more expecting that, and then I will not be as surprised in the future. Because this sort of, I don't know, I kept trying to figure stuff out. Like, I was spending a lot of time enjoying the prose, enjoying the characters, but also trying to figure out what we were gonna come across, and or like what was going to be the solution or whatever. And then it sort of surprised me when we got a bigger reveal. So good series. Enjoyed books 1 and 2. Not bad at all. I still have to kind of settle on a rating. I think I know book 1 is going to be like a strong 4-star. I think I said that already in the vlog. But book 2, man, I really think it might be like a 3.53 because the pacing was just so, like, it wasn't even the pacing. It's just the length of the book is so long. As much as I enjoy the writing style and really enjoyed that so much of book 1, in book 2, when we started to get those long descriptions of everything, but less plot, I wanted the book to be like 100 pages less because it just started to feel really long. So yeah, but overall, a good series. I really enjoyed it. I'm so pleased with myself that I have read both of them and gotten them off my TBR because they've been on my TBR the longest. And yeah, like that's 2 big accomplishments for me. But yeah, I think that's everything for me today. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see me again, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, hit the like button, say hello in the comments, whatever you want to do. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.